I wanted to get my videos out to everybody super fast. And guess what? We got home yesterday. I have COVID. So, yeah, this has been a wild ride, everybody.
What's up out there? Welcome to my channel, Angel Says Life, where I talk about a lot of life stuff. And I talk about a lot of concerts, and music is something that I really enjoy. It's something that I really care about. So this is my official review, non-influencer review of Coachella 2024. I went to Coachella, and then on the 7.5-hour drive home was sick. My husband and I, we went together. We are music lovers. And when I say that, we love all kinds of music. We are collectors of music, supporters of music. I took notes. Okay, I want to make sure I stay on task with this review. So this is going to be like rapid fire. I did so much research. If you are subscribed to my channel, or if you go back and look at any of the Coachella stuff, we did a lot of preparation for this, and some of it we turned into videos. Even with all the research that we did, we were so confused. Just keep in mind that when you first get there, first of all, there's not enough signage. Okay, Coachella does not put up enough signs so that you know what you're doing. When we got there, it kind of felt like it was an insider thing. Like only the people who've been to Coachella before would know what the heck to do. We found out later that there's a section on the Coachella website that says, like, written directions, follow those directions. Because if you Google Coachella music ground, it's going to take you all these different places, and none of them are where you need to be. Grocery store meetup place. I think it's Ralph's. We did go to Ralph's. And yes, there was hundreds of people waiting in the parking lot. We arrived, if you watch my video, and on 0 and day 1, I go into great detail about like what it looked like. So you can go check out that video. But I will say this, there was many people who knew what they were doing. We were just trying to look around and figure it out. We had no idea. I heard by reading Reddit that in the past, other people have actually been kicked out of the Ralph's parking lot by police. The one thing that I've learned through this whole trip, it seems to change one year to the next. Nothing ever seems to be the same. So when we went, nobody got kicked out of the Ralph's parking lot. However, people started to leave around 2 a.m. and we started to follow those people because clearly they seemed like they knew where they were going. Once we started getting into the streets kind of surrounding the area of Coachella, there were a lot of police out on the loud horns. Again, you'll see that in my video. The signs that were there said that it was going to open at 9 a.m., yet they started letting people in around 4 a.m. Let that kind of be some foreshadowing for the rest of this video. There was a lot of contradiction. We ended up having to circle around the grounds, and the police kept coming and redirecting traffic and blocking things off, and we kept getting turned around. And we weren't, of course, we weren't the only ones. There was hundreds of people, thousands of people even out there as it got closer to 4 a.m. It's absolutely crazy. We did not buy preferred car camping, and from what I understand, preferred car camping means that you will be in what's called Lot 8. Lot 8 is right there by the entrance to the festival, and it's right there by the main on-site store that they have and some of the vendors. It means you're guaranteed, you're paying extra money because you are guaranteed to be in that lot. So then a lot of people come later in the day. They don't feel pushed to be there at 4 a.m. in the morning. The car camp search. So when you get in through the gates and you're in that line and you're waiting to have your car searched by the employees that work there, they have employees checking cars in all these different rows, like at the same time, to try to get people through. They're also walking through there with dogs who are supposedly supposed to be sniffing out drugs. I'm not sure what the dogs are doing. The car to the left in the row to the left of us, they had them pull the entire contents of their car out and had it all on the ground. And there were 3 different people looking through their stuff. In our row, we had two ladies who were really cool. They didn't make us empty out our whole entire car, but I have my anxiety medication, and they kind of gave me a hard time about that. And they were really being sticklers about medication. So on the website, it says if you have medication that you have to take every day, you need to bring it in the pill bottle, and you have to show them your ID so that they can compare the ID to the name on the pill bottle. And I had this all ready to go, and they still were giving me problems. I mean, so much so that I said to them, either you guys want to let me in with this medication, because if I don't take my anxiety medication in the morning, I'm going to freaking lose it. They took our edibles. Okay. We live in California. Cannabis is totally legal for recreation here. I found it kind of shocking that they took our brand new edibles that weren't even open. My husband actually read that somebody had their edibles taken away by security, but they also had their cartridges for their nicotine taken away, and the security that took them actually pocketed them. Like there was kind of this energy where maybe certain people that were working there were taking people's stuff. They don't allow glass. I need to make that absolutely clear. Like, don't even try to sneak it in there. Don't even do it. People had their mirrors taken because people were trying to take mirrors so they can do their makeup. Anything that is glass, they will take it. Don't know what to tell you, because it seems like everybody has a different story. And it seems like the people that work at Coachella don't really know what's going on. One thing that really pissed us off was they took our cooking oil from us, and they said you can't have cooking oil because it's in an aerosol can. But the next morning we go to the general store, and they're selling the exact same oil in the general store in a can for $15. And they were also selling sunscreen in an aerosol can. The next thing is, okay, if you're camping, your neighbors are super close to you. You have almost no privacy. You are hearing everybody's everything. Their music playing, you're hearing them talking. So if you want an opportunity to like really rest, or you are sensitive about sound, or just needing to not hear everybody all the way around you, because you have people behind you and you have people on either side of you. So you are surrounded by the shower situation. Seems like pretty all right. It seems legit. We were about 500 or 600 feet from the showers. The lines do get long. We got some sleep and then woke up around 10 a.m. on Thursday and just hung out for a bit. And then it started to get very hot. We're from Northern California, in a valley region of Northern California, so we're no strangers to heat. And it just is different. It's different than tropical heat even. Be prepared for, like, when you open an oven and you feel that heat that hits you in the face. That's what it feels like, okay? I chose to have a canopy with 4 walls. Negatives to that, though, are that it's an insulator. And even though our walls had windows on them that you could roll up, which we had up the whole time to let the air flow through, it's just still an insulator. And so we were hotter inside, of course. So we had to sit outside of the canopy, which was still hot, but it wasn't as hot as inside. Now, we had neighbors next to us who had no canopy. They chose to have no canopy, and they were sitting in the open, but they were also roasting in the heat. So they weren't feeling an insulated heat, but they were still very flushed in the face, the red, they were all sunburned. It's really a tough call. We had to get the hell out of there. I get to review staying in a hotel and traveling by Uber. We ended up staying at the Marriott, and it was amazing. It was amazing. We just needed to be in the AC. We needed to sleep in a bed. We needed to be able to shower. That's just us. Because we left camp, they have a strict no in out policy. So that means we had to leave our camp and our car there. Every employee there had something different to say, and it was so frustrating when we would ask for directions. Nobody fully knew where to tell us to go. The rideshare situation seems to change every year, or they change the location. So there was much confusion on us getting out of the damn place. At this point, I was feeling like I was in the pits of hell and I just wanted to fucking get out, and nobody could tell us how to leave. And we were hot. We were tired. We were disgusting because we hadn't showered. And I felt like we were escaping for our life. I'm not even kidding. The gate where you can catch a shuttle bus that will take you to the grocery store if you need to buy like groceries. We ended up going to that end because somebody told us to go there. So the Uber comes and we have to jump in the Uber super fast because according to the Uber drivers of the area, the police are super on top of them and do not want them stopping anywhere that is not the designated rideshare area. In the morning, we would call an Uber from the resort and we would Uber back in. Keep in mind, each day, the rates, they change. Okay, so going to the festival is always going to be cheaper. Coming back out of the festival at the end of the night, they raise the prices almost 2 times. That's just what they do. They're monopolizing on the money that they make. So one of the nights leaving the festival to go back to our hotel, we paid $63. That adds up. Getting dropped off is still, you have to walk in. You still have a walk ahead of you, but at the end of the night, when your feet are killing you, that walk to go to rideshare is brutal. Which brings me to the fact that they have all these people on their bicycles offering rides. It's awesome that they have that. And we used it once while we were there. Now, keep in mind, they charge you $15 per person. Okay. So my husband and I had to pay $30 for them to take you 1/4 of the way. And if you want to be taken to the entrance, you have to pay another $30. So you're paying $60 one way. Theft wasn't an issue for us. We weren't vandalized in any kind of way. But in the row behind us, the people on the corner, on the end of the row, they got vandalized. They got vandalized while they were inside of the festival. They had their whole thing just flipped over. We heard the man saying that his generator got stolen. Our neighbor next to us, he got his phone stolen. So he thought he was handing his phone off to his friend to put in her purse. And when he kind of wasn't really paying attention, he said he handed it off. Turns out somebody else grabbed it, not his friend. He ended up getting his phone back. It somehow made it to the police station. Turns out it was actually a waste of money. We didn't even use the locker, not one time. And the reason was because they put the lockers in a really unassuming place that made absolutely no sense, where you had to walk all the way to Timbuktu just to go to the lockers. And it was like, at that point, if we wanted to do that, we should have just went back to our camp. So it was really not worth it. Honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. If you're used to going to like theme parks or any other kind of festivals, the stuff is expensive. Like, and to be honest, we ate at Monty's the whole time we were there. I can't say enough good things about them. They're plant-based, and you can't even tell they're plant-based. And we survived on their tater tots, fries, and chicken sandwiches when we did eat in there. But like, again, we had a camp and we were also staying at a hotel. So honestly, we would just grab a couple of things from the cafe at the hotel. Like I would grab a salad or a pre-made sandwich or something. And I was getting most of my meals that way. So if you can't say anything really about drinking at Coachella, because my husband and I, we don't really drink anymore. We're kind of over that. We drink beers sometimes, and we brought in cans of beer with us to camp. So we would just drink a couple of beers before going back in. Talk about merch. Merch was legit. I'm going to say merch was awesome. Try to go into the festival when they open the gates and go straight to the merch line. It's not that hard. That's what we did. The lines were doable. It was not that bad because I had to have my No Doubt merch. No Doubt is the reason why I went to that dang festival in the first place. The reunion was all I needed to see. My husband waited until 1 p.m. when they opened the gates, and he went in at 1 p.m. and went straight to the No Doubt booth and he was able to get a poster. There was only 20 of them, and they were allowing people to buy more than one at a time. The merch was fairly priced. My hoodie, I think, was like $74. We got our daughter a t-shirt, was like $46 or $43. We got our son an Aquabats t-shirt that was, I think, $30 or $40. The No Doubt poster was like $30. I think the merch was legit. As soon as the lineup was announced for 2024, I heard a lot of people saying that Coachella is dead and that it's just become like this fake influencer thing where people just go and they just take pictures and they don't care about the music. I agree with that somewhat. They were more concerned with how they looked and all of their picture taking, to the point where it was just encroaching upon just people just being and existing. And what I mean by that is we were sitting inside listening to a DJ in, I think it's called the living room. There was a couch I was sitting on, and this woman just literally steps in front of me, does not say excuse me, comes right past me and damn near pushes, like slides me off of the couch to get on the couch to do some kind of like, and her friend is standing here just snapping, like she's having a whole photo shoot with the poster of Beyonce behind the couch. I found myself picking my battles the whole time I was at Coachella. It's like everywhere we went, people just didn't care about anybody else's feelings. Excuse me, there was no compassion for others whatsoever. The people that were there, people just stepping in front of you. There's people trying to cut, people with attitudes. There was a lot of people that were just really bad vibes. When we saw Tyler, the Creator, there was somebody behind us when he started, and you know, Tyler and his set is like, put your hands up, put your hands up. And everybody's, you know, jumping, putting their hands up. Cool, man. You know, and she's behind us going, put your hands up, put your hand. And I didn't know that she was talking to us, to me and my husband, until I heard her talking to her friends and going, them right there. They have one of the best places in the house, and they're not even jumping up and down for Tyler. They're not doing anything. They're just standing there. So I turned around and I took my mask down and I took my glasses off and I was like, are you talking to me? And then she, you know, oh, well, I'm just saying. And she looked like she wasn't any more older than 21, 22 years old. And I just told her, don't tell me how to vibe. Just because I'm not jumping up and down doesn't mean I don't appreciate Tyler's artistry. It's this overarching feeling across the whole festival like this. With that said, there was a flip side, and that was all the people with the amazing vibes. Okay. We tried to just be around those people who brought great vibes, and we tried to be those people that brought great vibes. That's why we were giving out our little pins, you know, that says, I am loved. We tried to seek out people that were spreading love and good vibes, and we tried to give it back. It's all about me, me, me. There was very much that going on, and I hated it. And I don't think that has anything to do with my age. I don't think that has anything to do with any of that. I think it has everything to do with the type of person that I am. I like to give people respect. I like to respect people's spaces. I like to be thoughtful of others when I'm in a space, because we all paid good money to be here, and we're all here because, well, we're supposed to be here because we love the music. Will we go back? I think I might skip a year or two. And honestly, I'll probably go back to take our daughter. She's 15 and she really wants to go to Coachella at least once in her life. And I told her, maybe we'll take her when she's 18. My husband says, hell no, he will never go back to that place again. This was not his idea of a good time. He loved the fact that we got to see so many different artists in one weekend, and all these different genres of music we got to see. But he's like, no. I think I'll go back, but this time I'm staying in a hotel, and I'm going to drive my own car, and I'm just going to pay for car parking. I'm glad I experienced it. It's a bucket list thing for sure. if you ask me a year from now, I might feel differently than I feel right now about it. Based on everything I've said, I can't really suggest car camping or hotel stay. I think you need to ask yourself what type of person you are and what your needs are. Which is hard because I actually thought my needs and desires and things that I'm willing to put up with, I thought they were different than when I actually got there. So I don't know. What supplies were absolute game changers? I do want to say this. Okay, number one, the rechargeable fan that we took, game changer, an absolute must. The hand fans that we had for our faces, game changers. At the top of the list that you must have is the backpack water pack. That thing, we put liquid IV in our packs. Absolute must have. That's all we drank the whole time. We were the most hydrated people at the festival. Okay. Taking like a large pashmina or like I took sarongs with me because I was able to like put them around my face and put them like a hood, but then I was able to lay them down so that I could actually sit down and take a break. It is so important. A parasol, absolutely necessary. My husband thought he didn't need one, and then on day 2 we ended up buying one. Read their website of things that are allowed and not allowed. Read it thoroughly and try your best to follow that. That's just your best bet to avoid having things taken away from you. The second thing is decide whether or not you think you're a camper or if you need to stay in a hotel. If I missed anything, let me know down below. Well, if you're here, thank you for staying. Thank you for watching this whole video. Consider sharing, liking, and subscribing if you like this. All right, until next time, peace.